I think that I'm maybe the first of the family that start to travel a lot in foreign country. I don't have memory of other people of the family that travel a lot, but you know, I maybe in the past, who knows? Because some parents say that Spiazzi maybe it's a surname that come from Spain, so maybe who knows?
You know.
But very in the past.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, yes, in Verona.
And let's say, what is very famous in Verona that everybody knows?
Yeah, of course.
Everybody knows.
Yeah, Romeo and Juliet, but you know, it's quite it's good because we have a lot of tourists because of that, but it's bad because we have a lot of tourists only because of that. So that's the point.
They
And
got to take a picture of the balcony.
yeah, but
Yeah.
you know, there is this balcony that somebody say that it was Roman stone put there, so it's all reconstructed, and there is this statue of Juliet that is bronze with the golden teeth because it's good luck to. Yeah, so poor. Yeah, exactly.
You have to touch for a good luck.
You have to touch for good luck. So there is this part that is golden,
Yeah.
respect the rest. And 2 years ago, I think that they changed the original one because there was a hole. It was consumed. The teeth was consumed.
For the-
Yeah, too much touching. Poor Juliet.
And this is the cause of coronavirus. If you touch and the other touch and the other touch and the other touch and then you.
And
Yes.
hold of poor Juliet.
Giulietta.
Yeah.
Yes.
But in Verona, there are really a lot of other good stuff. Also, Arena of Verona, you know, that there is this little Colosseum. We have festival, opera festival, but also other shows that happen there. And it's really a city full of amazing stuff to see. And I love to live in the city because every time, sometimes I discover new part, new street. But sometimes, you know, I can appreciate my city when I travel a lot. I have my roots there, I live there, but it's also interesting to see when I come back, I see my city with different eyes. And sometimes I also would love to have some different expectation respect the city.
Mhm.
Because the main point is that when I see Verona with the big potential that I have, I see why there is more culture, more theater inside of this city.
Matteo, because you are from a cultural world and you want more culture.
Yeah.
But there is a guy that is a sport. Why Verona is not playing in the first league? Why is not champion of Europe? Everyone is
Yes.
very subjective and very trying to. But it's true. Culture is absolutely a very important part of our life. I think. No?
The point that you say it's interesting because you say that some people think about football, and I recently listened this a show that was written by Stefano Massini, one dramaturg, and they said how the mecenatism is moved from in the past that mecenatism was connected with art. In Italy, we know that a lot of artists becomes famous and they have the possibility to express themselves thanks to the mecenatism
Yeah.
of the Pope, of the Duke, of the rich people. How the mecenatism is moved from the art to the sport, you know? It's quite new phenomenon, no?
Wow.
And I think that we need to understand why this happened. And sometimes I like also sport, but the point is that I think that, for example, football, inside of football there is something like that is quite theatrical, no, but quite basic, no. And sometimes in theater there is more complexity, and you need more time to go inside of that. And I think that it's really something like connecting about education. We really need to educate the audience to understand that the theater is not a boring place. It's not a place where you go and sleep, or people speak about something that you don't understand. You know, I think that it's quite important nowadays to work more with the education, because otherwise, you know, sport is more direct sometimes. No, that you go, you play, and you understand how it's going on because of that. Hello?
Is a doctor or is a waiter?
No,
Is it,
I'm baker.
I think you're going to do operation.
A beer for you?
A beer?
Yeah.
It's
Free
not-
alcohol.
Hey, yes, for me. Oh, it's great. I'm lucky.
Yeah.
I'm lucky. I don't drink alcohol and I have a non-alcoholic beer. That's fantastic.
It's I think that is like the tea for the
No, it's, we don't
for
have-
the Lithuanian. They don't have tea, you know. They don't have tea in Lithuania. Only just beer,
Okay.
not alcohol.
Thank you, doctor.
Bye.
Bye.
And the cake.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, let's un brindisi.
Coffee and
Brindisi.
not alcoholic beer.
Salute.
Salute. Cheers.
Sficata. Sficata.
Sficata.
I know. Every time I hear this in Lithuanian,
No.
I don't want to say what it's meaning in Italian.
Yeah, sficata.
Sei una sfigata o una sficata? Sficata. There is nobody here to ask. Hello, is a lamp.
Yeah, because
You
in
know-
Italian sfigata it's
know.
Unlucky.
Unlucky, but
Unlucky.
in a very is a quite.
In not very polite way. But you can say sfigata. But it's not so bad. You can say also.
So they told us that there is some cards.
Then this is the card.
Yes, and the
Cosmos
Cosmos
Lab
Lab with some
20.
questions.
So we can play cards.
I don't know. Let's try the cake. It's famous.
It's with cherry.
Very good.
Let's try. Since also without lactose. That's good because I'm intolerant.
I am.
So I can eat without take lactose pill.
Now I feel okay. This morning I thought that my girlfriend tried to kill me.
Why?
She cooked some mushrooms that they catch in the forest. This morning I have a pain. I felt so bad, but now I'm okay, so I can eat. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, I hope that is fine because
It's full of
I don't know.
forest here around. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
Full of
and full of mushroom.
champignon, mushroom. Some killing you, some not. So you know late after you eat if you are dead or not. Then you know which kind of mushroom you had.
Yeah.
But you were talking about culture and education.
Mhm.
I always think we are. I don't know. You're giving a workshop. I'm going to give a workshop. People, but I cannot. I don't know. How, I don't want to educate. I want to find partners to my goals, our goals. That is to give to the society other visions. So I cannot say we are going to educate. I think we are going to stimulate, we are going to provoke, we are going to shake a little bit and with some of our ideas, share our ideas, and together to try to give something.
But as I understood, you are really good in that because you go and you catch the audience also in the street. No, you
Well-
catch the audience in an unconventional place. You,
You know, we have a life, probably, we have a life full of beautiful things, I'm sure. And, but we have a structure. We create a world with a quite good structure. Maybe in Papua New Guinea for us it's a little bit different, or in some tribes in the Pacific, but for the rest, the world is about work, family, religion, structure, laws, taxes, money, profit, etc. Love and friendship and amusement, etc. So I like inside all this to create something that take you out a little bit of the structure in everything. If you go to see an opera, and I like to do operas, then you get involved. The soprano is coming not from the stage, is coming from the hall, full of suitcase. She need, and it's musical, and she need, and then take 2 or 3 guys from the audience, give the suitcase, and they have to come on stage. Meanwhile, she's singing and asking something, and they have to participate. So you find the innocent audience, let's say, they are the main characters together with the soprano in this, and many other things. Many other things. I remember, he's singing about una bel boschetto, una foresta, is a nice
forest,
forest, etc. And look at it, but where is the boschetto? And you see this bringing trees, taken from the audience, and and suddenly you have a boschetto, you have a forest, and it's made by the.
You know that there
I
are
love
people,
this.
but you don't have to tell these to the audience, because there are people that are totally scared to do that. But also is the funny part, that sometimes you see also for me, also if I'm a theatrical person, when they come and they catch me, I'm always a little bit like, oh, I have to, but I think that also is something like about the emotion, also to that it's quite strong also to be involved in the show. And sometimes I think, what is something that it makes the theater,
Yeah.
and something that it find the specific respect cinema or virtual or other stuff. The main point, it's always the same answer, that it's the meeting with the audience, through the audience and the actors. And if you have a real meeting, it's our art is working. Also, if there is the very classical one with the fourth wall, but I really want, also when I'm spectator, I really want to have the feeling that we are here together and the story is happening now, in this moment. And when I have this feeling, for me is great. And as you speak about now, you are, how can I say, you force the audience to be in the show, to be inside, to be connecting, and I think that is great.
I try, I like, and I invite, and of course, like everything, you have techniques. When you do what you do very well, the Commedia dell'arte, you have techniques. But it's this, and according to what you do, that is Commedia dell'arte, nothing is forbidden somehow, because the company of Commedia dell'arte, they play and they have many skills. So they dance, they play music, they sing, they act, they build their stage, they do their costumes, they travel, they do the business, they do the contract, this is dell'arte, artigiano, artisan.
Yeah.
So I like this spirit also in our theater. So when we do, and I can talk about opera, but street theater, circus, for me it's very important to create the group. And the group is everybody on the same
level.
level.
Also the people that work outside.
Yes, very important.
Yeah.
And this, talking about Dario Fo, this with Dario Fo was absolutely like this. At the end, when we did in 1993, the Barbero Siviglia, at the end, two important things. For me, it's very important. We don't bow.
Bow?
This.
We don't.
No, because we are not servant of anybody. We work very hard for this. So, if you love it, Victoria, and also because we did it together, and everybody, you, me, technicians, they come out, the technician, and in the opera that is very typical, the soprano, the first soprano, the second soprano, and for 20, not, let's abolish this.
I had one experience like that when I was assistant, and I had this not really nice experience, but in somehow I understand something. That I think that it's the first time that I tell this story, that I was assistant. I was after the academy, so I was quite young, and I never worked in opera before, and I was the assistant of the director. It was super hard, the job, and we was working, I don't know, from the morning till the 4th in the night because of the light, that is crazy work. And at the end, at the premiere, I was dressing like with jacket and everything. I take everything because I was supposed, because I'm part. And at the end, nobody called me, and it was like quite strange feelings. I understood that maybe it was not appropriate, but nobody told me who will. And I was feeling like kicked out a bit and not considered the work that I did. Also because it was this kind of job that you take just a little money because it's your first experience. So, but in any case, I think that yes, Yes. It comes this memory immediately. But I really appreciate what the story that you say, because. But from this moment, what I want to say that, for me also, it's quite important to say, maybe not call everybody, because sometimes it's difficult to catch everybody on the scene, also the people that worked in the workshop. But for me, it's quite important on the premiere to say thank you to everybody. And it happens to me in one theater that I say, and also thank you to the costumista. I don't know how to say, the dresser.
Yeah, the dresser.
The dresser, and the women, and in this national theater I will not tell where, but
Oh, the
and
costume designer.
No, it
The
was
one that dressed you.
the dress and the one that suit the
Okay,
costume. no?
costume designer, dresser.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this lady come to me after the show and say, this is the first time that somebody say thank you to us.
Uh-huh.
And in that moment, I understand that also the bad experience that I had in the opera was really useful for me to understand how is important to understand that it's not only the actor, it's not only the people that go on the stage that is important for the machine, it's all the machine that have to work together. So,
You know, in the films, at the end, para is the driver, the catering, the guy that this main always there Technicolor.
yeah.
Who is Technicolor? Let's see.
Let's start to.
Okay, first, theater in 100 years.
Oh.
So in 2120, new virus. Everything,
Yeah, every 100
every 100 years
we have
now we-
Spagnola.
Now, Spagnola, COVID, and in 100 years will be the famous Vilnius, the Vilnius virus.
That
we-
is very difficult to pronunciate. Vilnius virus.
Yes.
Also.
And they will do theater. The virus will be the main character. They will take over. Actors will be like now out of the stage, and they will be again there. In 100 years,
In 100 years.
I don't know, because anybody of us will be here, we don't care.
We don't
It's
care.
not our responsibility. Okay, next. Next.
Next. So, your total animal protector.
Total animal
No, totem.
totem.
Totem animal protector.
Total animal protector. Hey, maybe it's this.
You bring it with you.
Maybe.
You already knew it, maybe.
No, I didn't know, but yeah, the total protector.
I don't have one. I need one.
You have to create the one till tonight. You have to find something. What the, for example, there is many countries that have a typical animal. And maybe it's the totem. For example, in Spain, the toro.
I
The
can
bull,
say
bull is
in
very
It-
important.
In Italy, no, but in Veneto, we have the flag of Venice. That there is a lion.
The lion,
So
the,
the
the
lion.
flag with the wing.
With the wings. Yeah, with the wings and the books. That is.
Why?
We have the books. The books is because it's the symbol of San Marco,
Okay.
and San Marco was one of the evangelists, no?
Yes.
So that's why the lion have the book, because it's a symbol of the saint,
Okay.
and it becomes the flag. But it's quite interesting the stuff with the book, because if you go in some city that was under the Venice Empire, I never understand why, but when you find the lion with the book open, there is wrote Pax inside, so it
Yeah.
was peace period, and it's very rare to find the book closed. It means
War.
that it was put during war period. It was, and it's difficult to find this kind of,
It was always packed
mostly.
in Venezia. In the
Venezia
Veneto.
and in Veneto. We had also a lot in Verona.
And you speak
Venetians, yes, of course.
Come si chiama? Veneziano.
Veneziano, yeah.
Ostriche da bruasso, bezzi, cape sante, cape longhe, cappe da Deo. Pescaori nussemo il viver nostro, la barca al remo. Tra caldere stentar, tra le lagune ne bisogna star. E il viver non rincresce se non chiapemmo pesce, ma spesso siamo avezzi a restare senza vezzi.
You see that it's quite interesting how you say, because you speak in Venetians,
With
but
my accent.
yeah, but it seems like from Sicily.
Ah,
It
yeah?
seems like Sicilian
Okay.
accent, and that's cool, really cool. Yeah, yeah. And
Okay.
you know it's quite cool because in Venice they still speak the dialect because it's an island and also linguistically it's an island. So you can find very very funny people in Venice. Unfortunately, not a lot of people still live in Venice. It
Yeah.
becomes like Disneyland.
I know. But maybe the virus helped to make the city a little bit more vivible, no?
You know, during COVID it was amazing Venice. The
Beautiful.
water was clean again.
Yeah, we saw this picture with fish, etc.
With octopus, and also there was people that live there that feel that the city was like 60 50 years ago. Amazing.
They love it.
Yeah, they love it, but also at the same time, you know, there is this,
No money.
yeah, because now there is this paradox that the city suffer because there are too many tourists, so they are thinking to close the entrance, not for all, just to have a safe number of people on the island. But to the other side, they cannot live without now because there are not any more people, and all the economy is based of that. And it's very difficult living in Venice because, you know, if you want to move if you want to buy a kitchen, you don't have IKEA camion that can come under you because
IKEA boat, no?
there is no IKEA boat, so it's
Good idea.
everything.
In 100 years, no more theater. People from like us will what we'll do. Then we have this kind of idea. We open a IKEA boat.
IKEA boat.
That's great. Let's see
For
another
the little island.
Little fire.
Best ever movie created.
Best ever movie created. Is so subjective. For
Yeah.
example, you must know Matteo,
And-
Capitan Fracassa.
With Troisi.
See, it's beautiful. But we will love because it's very related to what we do and what you do.
Yeah, but we love maybe because it's speak about theater. Really,
Yeah.
also, no, it's very theatrical. But about cinema. I was speaking with you about this movie that is Poesia sin fin of Jodorowsky, and it's a movie that really used the image in a very poetical way, like Jodorowsky did. And it's a little bit autobiographical story. The main character, it speak about his life, and it is the son of Jodorowsky, that main Jodorowsky. And it's really magical, some image, and it's in the middle from theater and cinema also, no? It's not really common film. I'm sorry that it was not so well distributed because it was too much artistic, no? Not so commercial. And-
Jodorowsky is not commercial.
Not commercial. But it's crazy enough to be like watched from the people like in. I think that a lot of people will appreciate if they have the possibilities, but a lot of people don't know about this movie because it's
I
not in
didn't
the
know.
main
I
distribution.
didn't know. I know Jodorowsky, but I didn't know the film. I didn't know.
You have to see also because you can you speak Spanish, so you can appreciate a lot and it's played in Buenos Aires.
But this is also, you say, ever film created. Of course, Spanish, Italian, for us will be easy, but from for a Lithuanian maybe it's more an American film or a Lithuanian film or Russian film. I don't know. There is so, but there is humor. You like humor? No, you like
Yeah, I
drama.
like it.
You like what? And then it's so different. I like humor, etc. For me, it's
Monty Python's movie, I love it.
yeah.
Brian of Nazareth.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
But sometimes also, you know, I have the feeling that when I saw the first time, I was laughing so much, and I showed this to some students, some young students, and they totally don't
Don't
understand anything.
Well,
So it's
humor change, the timing change.
so means that we are old.
We are quite old, almost retired. So now we give workshop, and then there is the
Yeah.
future. They will be the
Yeah.
new, of course, the new creators. Let's see another film. We didn't solve the problem of the film, which is the
No,
best
it's
one because
it's
it
impossible to
create your own question and act like it's written that is written here. Shoot. Sorry.
I think that we can skip this one.
No, I have a question. So, tell me about your family, your wife and your children.
So it's quite easy. I don't have wife. I don't have children.
Perfect.
So go on.
Go. Next.
Next. It's quite critical. Lie.
Lie.
Good / bad.
I'm going to lie. Good. You are so beautiful to me. This is like good.
And lying bad is. I don't want to lie bad.
I am so beautiful to you. It's a 2 point of view.
Lying. About the lie is quite interesting because sometimes I have maybe not theatrical friends that say, "Oh, you are in the theater, so you are a good liar," no?
Yeah.
And sometimes I think, not really. I'm not a good liar. And when I start a good theater, it's quite more difficult to lie because when I'm in the stage or something, I try to don't lie. It's the opposite. It's totally the opposite.
Be true.
Yeah, but also if I'm not myself, if I'm in a different situation, I try to be there as more as I can, and not to. But it's not a lie. It's not like lying. I think that there are
But
people that can
let-
lie
let-
very
let-
easily
yeah.
without and being bad in theater.
Yeah. Yeah, but theater also you can lie good that you believe it. So
But the audience see that you are lying. Maybe.
well, I don't know. Let's see. For example, of course now let's say lie bad. I think let's start. Let's try. Okay.
Try to lie bad. Yeah.
Okay. I think the world need some control. I think we are losing a little bit the way. People like Lukashenko in Belarusia, he show really how we have to behave, how we have to do, what is the line to follow, and and then everything will be okay. And his friend Putin, for me, is a hero because he know. Why you laugh?
Because you are too believable and
Too believable.
You know what I was thinking, that if somebody can catch this stuff and cut it
Yes.
and put it
Then
in
it's
another context,
Then it's fantastic.
it's a bad lie, but it's you lie too well, because you are doing when you try like Hector. Now, when you say something, also if you don't believe, also if outside of your stuff, when you say something, you try to be good in that, no? So you are trying to don't lie. So it's a paradox.
It's a paradox. Nice. Okay, because we don't have to solve the paradox. They will solve it in 100 years.
Yeah,
Let's go
yeah.
on. We less. Okay, next we have a lot of papers. Beautiful.
Best artist and drink that ever existed.
Artist and drink, or
No,
artist
but-
drunk.
No. Best artist and drink that ever existed. I don't understand English in that.
Best artist and drink. Yeah, it's okay. Best artist
But
and
what
drink.
does it mean? Cosa vuol dire? Little Italians.
Excuse me.
Sorry.
Excuse me. Il miglior artista e la miglior bibita.
Ah.
The best drink.
No, the best artist and drink that ever. Ah, okay.
I tell you which one drink.
Okay.
Singapore Slime. When I was drinking some alcohol and flying always to the east of Australia, etc., and fly with Singapore Airlines, they have a Singapore Slime. It is a wonderful cocktail, and you can drink as much as you can. You don't get drunk. It's with alcohol, but it's very good. This is what I can say.
Singapore.
Slime, something like
Slime.
this. Singapore Slime. Okay. But now we don't fly anymore because it's forbidden, then no more drinks.
So, my favorite drink is Amaro sour drink. It's Cynar.
Ah,
You know
made
Cynar?
of
Carciofo. I don't know how to call in English.
alcachofas. Alcachofas is.
They don't have in England. They don't
Yes,
have
this with the
with the spine.
The spine.
It's a flower at the end because it's a flower.
yeah that
It's,
you make a. What is the
The one that you boil and we put the
carciofo?
Carciofo.
Charcoal. There is a very.
Carciofo.
I remember as a child in the Italian school, there was a very funny thing.
Yeah.
I remember because I didn't know what is a carciofa, and I came from Argentina, and
You
then there
don't
was
have
the-
Argentina. In Argentina there is no.
no
carciofo.
alcachofa, but they say, and there was this was a joke that Pierino go to his friend, and the friend say we have a plantation of tomatoes, and Pierino say, and I'm going to ship. And then whatever, tomatoes, cucumbers, and
Pumpkin.
Pierino is shitting. And then there is, we have a plantation of carciofi.
Ah.
And then Pierino say, I'm going to shit. They say, then you're going to punch your ass because it's
Yeah.
And I like a child, I love it. And then I learn what is a carciofo.
So never shit on carciofo.
An artist.
Artist. Huh.
Artist can be everything, theater, music.
Existed.
I like very much Donald Trump. He's very good actor.
You know, he inspires so many artists. They paint him in a very different way. That's amazing how he's inspiring. I think that is one of the most inspiring president.
Artist. Massimo Troisi,
But it was existed. Yeah.
that
Troisi
ever existed.
ever existed.
Can be,
So if it's ever existed, I will be maybe classical, but
Molière was a wonderful actor.
no, I was thinking about painting.
Painting. It's true, not theater, whatever.
I really like, sculpture.
Yeah.
So for me, Bernini also is.
Okay. Bernini.
It's quite interesting. There is something like in the sculpture that is quite useful also for theater. I read a book recently. Oh, Eleonora Duse, for example, no? That it was I never saw anything about her, but I read a lot, and it was quite interesting to understand how she tried to develop the work of the actors, and it's quite interesting that when she was during the tournée, there is this page that is a little bit like lyric, that she go to study the statues, just to understand how you can be when
The
you are
statues were in the city.
in the city, in the museum, just to understand how is the potential expression of the statues that the statues have inside, to stay stopped, in some position. Because the moment when Italians try, before also than Stanislavski, they try to find a method to play. And there is some books that are really funny, of Alemanno Morelli or something, that there is the Prontuario delle Pose, so there is all the poses. So if you put the hand like this, it means that. If you do like this, it means that. And it's funny, but also it's quite interesting to understand how they try to codify it. So,
Eleonora Duse.
Eleonora Duse.
It's true that she died with the foulard.
No, this is Eleonora Duncan. Isadora Duncan.
Okay.
Isadora
Eleonora
Duncan.
Duse is the same.
It's similar. Isadora Duncan, that it was in the car with the foulard, and the car go, and
Yeah.
very, very crazy way to die. But everybody remember because of that. She became famous just because
Because that.
because of that.
I know
Because
the
that-
image, I didn't know who.
Yeah.
You see.
Isadora.
I take another one, and then it's written this. Invisible, but you wish people could see.
Theater.
Invisible.
The
Invisible.
theater part. Maybe sometimes.
Yes. Also, love is invisible because it's a feeling, and you will like. How many times happen that you are in love with something that you don't see, or there is some love that you don't see, is invisible, but you will wish that is. Eh?
So the potential also what is. Yeah, that's true. And sometimes it's difficult to communicate. No, it's difficult to, because also when you are in a relationship, no, sometimes it's difficult to continuous, not to cultivate something, no. So it's an invisible work, but you need to be alive. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's nice. If you were a city,
A city.
yeah, which city?
Oh. If I was a city, I will ask, and this is something I want to do already many years. I will ask from every citizen, take 1 week and let's clean it. let's clean it. All what you don't need, take it out. Let's exchange. Let's give. Let's exchange. All yes, and then to fix everything and the garbage and this and your garden, etc. To make 1 week, all the citizens fix the city. If I was a city, I will love this. I will make
But
it.
I think that also the question if you were a city, which city, no? Also, or which kind of city?
Klaipeda. No.
Klaipeda?
Here, no. Just say I like this name. You took your Klaipeda today? Klaipeda is like a sandals.
Ah.
I don't know. Known as a city, it's a real city, but for me the sound
it
is.
sounds like
Yeah.
okay.
You need Klaipeda to go to the when you go on
to
the rocks.
beach. Yeah, on the rocks. Yeah.
City. Oh. Samarkanda. This name.
Wow.
Samarkanda.
You know that one actor that I worked in is from Samarkand, from
Uzbekistan.
And it sounds so no magical, no? I born in Samarkand. It seems like you born in a fairy tale, no?
Timbuktu.
Timbuktu.
In Chad, I think so.
Yeah.
These names are magic, eh?
Timbuktu.
Vilnius.
There is one city little city in Verona that my grandma always say, where do you want to go? To Kamachichi. And I was thinking that Kamachichi, it was like
Japan.
But invented place, no? Kamachichi, like a Chinese, but already exists. It's a very, very little village near to Verona, Kamachichi. And it was like a shock, when you discover that this city that it was in the imagination is real. It becomes everything, little.
Yeah.
Kamachichi. Yeah.
That is a name. It's a funny name for a city. Where we are now? We are in the most memorable dream. Dun, 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 dun.
There was when I was in the high school. We had the election for. I want to become rappresentante della scuola.
The main.
Like president of the students, something like that.
Yeah.
But I was lost the election. I was totally a nerd in the high school, total. And so there was these other guys that was more popular, and of course it was clear that he would win with the team with other three, and but it was all friends, so it was good stuff. But I was a little bit sorry that I was going out because I take exactly half vote of them. And in the night I have extreme strange dream where I was in the classroom and there was the teacher that had this like the wine stuff when you put in the botti di vino.
The botti di
Yeah.
vino.
There was-
Botti di vino.
This is reduced and put the magnet, and there was a teacher that put these three stuff on the lavagna, the someone on the wall, no?
Yeah.
And he was explaining, you see that there is this tree, and after another one that was half, there, and there was a lot of different stuff inside. So at the end, it was a metaphor of what was happening during the day, but it was like really shocked. Now I don't remember exactly, but I remember that it was something shocked to wake up and to see that inside of the dream, everything it was completely mixed and put it in a very different form. And for me, it was the first time that I understand how it works in my onirical world, no? And it was quite a nice inspiration to understand how the quantity of vote it becomes one little stuff, and the half was me that was kicked out of the game inside. So it was quite complicated to explain. In English is difficult. But
This is yeah. My dream is it was like in a cellar with red curtains, talking with an Italian guy, and suddenly came a cherry cake. It's really crazy dream. It's crazy.
but the point is, what is representing that?
I don't know. I will ask my friend Jonathan. No words. Let's take another. Play rock, paper, scissors. You know, piedra, papel o tijera.
Ah, okay.
Allora,
pietra, papel o tijera.
In
Tijera.
spagnolo.
Yeah, but it's fine. Spanish.
Eh,
Tijera is
tijera,
scissor.
piedra.
Piedra e carta.
Y papel.
Y
Ok.
papel. Okay.
Piedra, papel o
Piedra,
tijera.
tijera.
Uno. No, porque a tres.
Tre.
Piedra, papel o tijera. Sì. Piedra, papel o tijera. 2.
You win.
So another beer. Where is the doctor? Cirurgian. Next. This player who lost, say a poem. The player you lost.
Taci. Sulle soglie del bosco non odo parole che dici umane, ma odo parole più nuove che parlano gocciole e foglie lontane. Ascolta. Piove dalle nuvole sparse, piove sulle tamerici, salmastre ed arse, piove sui pini scagliosi e dirti, piove sui mirti divini, sulle ginestre fulgenti di fiori accolti, piove sui ginepri folti di coccole aulenti, piove sui nostri volti silvani, sulle nostre mani ignude, sui nostri vestimenti leggeri, sui freschi pensieri che l'anima schiude novella, sulla favola bella che ieri ti illuse, che oggi ti illude.
Ermione.
È part of la pioggia nel pineto of D'Annunzio. It's just blah, 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 blah.
Piove. Because today is raining outside.
Yes? Are you sure?
Now it's raining a little bit. Okay, next. Tell a riddle. Riddle is joke. Joke, riddle. What is a riddle?
I have no idea. Riddle. My English is not improved enough.
We need help. What is a riddle? Okay, we will tell a joke.
Let's tell a joke.
Riddle. Maybe riddle is riddle. Riddle, middle, fiddle. I don't know. There is nobody here. Riddle. There is no internet. Maybe internet. There is no internet. Riddle. Will be very interesting to know what is a riddle, but we can invent whatever we want. So
Let's tell a riddle.
let's tell.
But the riddle, it means
Because you in
Ri-
Italiano
ridere.
riddle
Yes.
is
Laughing.
laughing. So you have a joke?
I'm not really good in joke, but I will try. But let's start you. I think that.
I don't. I have one very bad one.
Please.
I like a very bad one. It's really the worst. Is these 3 generals after the war in Iraq or whatever? There's so many wars that, and they meet and they are like us, all with the scars, cicatrici.
Yeah.
And there is this American say, look, this one is all the leg like this. This is Kuwait City. And there is the Russian one. Say, And then you look at me, etc. Blah blah blah. And there's also square like this, square, all cut like this. And this was Baghdad city. And there's the Italian one. Wow, these big battles. Oh, look mine here, appendicity. Okay, this is my riddle. If it's a riddle, if it's a riddle, it's a riddle. It's a riddle. Riddle.
I riddle.
Yeah, you riddle.
I
So if you
riddle,
riddle,
but-
it's okay. You tell a riddle.
Yeah.
I love this. It's so
So,
bad. It's so bad.
There is in this little village. There is these two guys that always in a competition. So and when they go also to the church, they sing, no? And they try to sing one more than the other one. So it happens that for one Sunday, one missed. So the other one sing, no? And when it meets the other one in the bar, say, it wasn't today, but I sing so well, but so well in the church that you cannot imagine. Everybody was so full of emotion, no? It was so emotional that the priest start to do like that, and all the old ladies, no, there was they was in a contemplation, and you know what, that also Mary Virgin, no, start to cry. The statues start to cry, no? And the others say, oh, okay. So the other Sunday, the other one go to sing. And when he came back, go to the other guys and say, you wasn't, but you don't know how I sing well. How? You know, I sing so well that there was the nun, the suore, no? The nun, that when I was singing, they was making like this. And also the children was so happy that they make the Angelicus chorus, no? And also the priest was sit down so emotional that they can do anything. And you know what? Also Jesus Christ go down from the cross and comes to me and say, you sing well, not the other one that make my mother crying.
There was a church so narrow that Jesus stayed to be like this. He was like this. Best joke. This was the best joke. This was the best joke. We have the best joke.
Go on.
Okay, next. The riddle is not a joke. What is a riddle? Please send a message to
Most
somebody.
fearful death. La morte più paurosa. Fearful.
Ooh, now start to be deep. I know what.
Die in the cellar.
I know, like this can be done. The more I think is if they buried you alive.
That's
And then
really bad.
you know.
And you know that was people that
And you know that it's
that's bad.
that's
Or in you know, in the I always think about that in this movie when there is this astronaut, no,
yeah.
in the space
Yes.
that they
They
when
lost.
they are disconnecting and lost. And this one I think that
Yeah,
it's
but
poetical.
beautiful, it's so poetical.
Yes,
It's
poetical.
You go in the universe and then your body is going.
Becomes a meteor. Yeah.
Well, no, because it's so cold that probably is conserved. It's very interesting. Let's go to see. Let's try.
Yeah, but you know, with a lot of meteorism, you will destroy so easily.
They never find the body somewhere there. Okay, let's go another one. If you would travel in time and meet yourself as a child, you would. Aha. If you will travel in time and meet yourself as a child, you will slap again. What you do? What you do? What you? I will study better. I will study music. Good.
But if you can be yourself when you are.
No, if it's hypothetical.
Uh-huh.
You travel in time. You go back to the time. You are a child.
But you becomes again a child.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And you meet yourself.
Yeah.
I meet myself. Hi, myself. How are you? I'm okay. And you? I'm okay. Okay. We are okay. Something like this.
Yeah, this would be quite weird. Yeah, but if you can be yourself again with this consciousness now, I always think about that if I can be again, I don't know, 10 years old,
5.
with this consciousness, how what I will do. In some time I was thinking that it will be worth to lost what I have done, and who am I, and rebuild again everything, But to the other side, it's quite exciting to be like with all the life in front of you, with all these experience, Would be sometimes you think that when you have enough experience, you go on with the age and you cannot do what you could do maybe in that period, For me, the worst period, it was like being teenager. It was like, I think for everybody. If I would come back in this period, I think that I really enjoy this moment of the life without make too much paranoia.
For me, it was not so bad. I don't know. Now it's terrible.
Now?
Absolutely. I have a selective memory, and
Ah.
then I don't, I don't remember very bad things, and very bad things become not so bad with the time.
Will you forget?
No, well, I forget, but also they become not very. So, but this is not talking about good or bad. Say you met again, or maybe you are like now, and you see yourself, and you are an adult seeing yourself, and you say, yes, remember. Then you become like me. So don't.
Yeah, I will be scared. I think that if I will be me and at 10 and I see myself or somebody older that say you will become me, I will grow with the mental problem after.
Okay, let's skip this. We start with. Then we have to go to the psychologist.
But there is a TV series that speak about that is quite good. It's called Dark, and it's all about the time paradox. If you never saw it, because I think that the people that wrote this series are genius.
It's called Dark.
Dark. It's a German series.
Dark.
That you will never saw the German series.
No.
But this one is good. I can
Okay.
I can tell you.
Right. I think it's broad thing because maybe there is intelligent things. Then there is something, an advice for Lithuanian artists.
Be artist.
Be yourself. Do.
Be or not.
Do. But
Do
Lithuanian. Let's see, what is...
What does it mean, Lithuania?
Okay, ask for more money from the Lithuanian
Government.
government. There is a Minister of Culture, probably, and he need to invest this money in what you do, But absolutely. Ask for more and more culture.
But there is a very close friend of us that I spoke with him some days ago, that he said that the money that you invest in the culture come back in the economy of the countries, 10, 20 times or more. So it's quite a good investment also, I think, for a
Okay,
country.
so we have an advice for the Minister of Culture of Lithuania. Invest your money in your artists, that then together with people like us also, because also we need to.
So the advice for the artist is be rich thanks to the government's money.
No. Be creative,
Be
but
creative.
be creative, but please, when you have the belly full, is a little bit more creative. You are more no.
But it's not always like that,
No?
Sometimes it's the opposite.
It's the
But,
opposite.
yeah,
I don't know. In Argentina, for example, now is a crisis terrible.
it's still trend.
Yeah, but always there is, and there is so much creativity in theater. Sometimes it's because you have to fight, etc. I don't know, but yeah. Let's go.
So
let's go on.
Let's see. What do you think about each other now?
I told you, you're so beautiful. It's okay. You say it's not my problem.
It was a good lie.
But,
we say.
yeah.
It was in the part of the good lie.
But I feel very comfortable with you. And we met yesterday for a little.
For
and
lunch break.
Yeah, and I think this is not a lie. It's
Yeah.
true. I like you,
Yeah.
and I feel very comfortable. Like we know years. Maybe this ambient is so whatever. I don't know, but yeah, I feel yeah, and I'm very curious to see your work.
Me too. Me too.
So this is not the last meeting.
I
not
hope
the last
so.
supper.
I hope so.
Okay.
And also, yeah. And where is the cleaning now for Cora?
Gosh.
Okay, that's my. So the point is that yeah, also for me it was quite interesting to see, and also because I think that when you discover that the person you have a lot of common interest, no? Of course theater, but also when you speak like this with about opera and it's something like that, it make me really curious in this last period, because I start to be curious about opera when I was figurants in Arena, just because before it was like, oh, opera, come on, it's something that is boring for old people, and I was thinking that it was like for opera, Aida, Traviata, Turandot, and Bohème, Nabucco. Yeah, and you were speaking about some, I already forgot, but I wrote it, the name of Banchieri.
Banchieri.
Yeah.
Adriano Banchieri.
Yeah, you give me some interesting stuff to study too. And it's interesting when you have people that give to you, no, offer to you this information. So, and there is a good energy, no?
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
let's go on.
Let's go. Let's work. Let's do. Let's. Oh, there's somebody.
The person next to you, from his looks, is the person next to you.
Here, you.
From his school, from his looks, I was thinking, I didn't, in my mind, I think I didn't study English in school as well, and I say school, but this, I don't understand this question at all. It's so philosophical, this card. Okay, let's think.
No. Is the little brother of Karl Marx.
Marx, the little brother of
Carlito. Carlito Marx.
Maxito.
Marcito. Marcito. What you did? You break it, you put your toys in your place.
And you are the very close friend of Bertolt Brecht.
Because the glasses, what you do,
But no,
we are
also-
brothers. And this face?
I don't know. I had this image now.
Bertoldo Brecht.
Bertolt Brecht.
Bueno. First memory of childhood. Yeah, I remember when I born. When they were cutting the clock. This is my first memory. Wow. I have a first memory, and it's from Argentina, and I don't know why it's always there. Is coming back after rain in Buenos Aires, coming back home after I was playing with friends, brother, the big in the street, and my mother, and I full of mud, and say, you're so dirty. And yes, this is something that is probably the first memory I have as an image.
About first memory, I think that there is some memory that is not real. That is about me in the beach, that playing with water, the sea. But I think that is something that they put me in my mind, because not. But I have to the other side a really clear
In the
image.
beach.
Yeah, on the sea playing when I was little. Because I see myself in the memory from outside. But the first memory probably is that I was running away from I don't know, somebody that was want to I did something bad and they want to give me some, and I was in the behind the chair of the sister of my grandma, that she always protect me. I grow with two grandma practically, my grandma and the sister of my grandma that was living together because she was not married. And so, and I remember that I always ran behind her chair because when people come, she had the authority to put them away and protect me. So I had this memory
So you see, we both have the memory of a trauma.
of trauma. Yes.
Okay, mother saying you have to run away. Biggest protest in teenager years. Protest. Teenager, okay? When you burned the parliament, no, it was not you?
No, in teenager, I have one that I'm living this family that is quite not conservative, but not really open to. So my father during summer says, "But why you need to have a vacation or do something? You can stay home. You have the garden. No, you can stay in the garden." But I was 16, and at school arrived a little catalog where that was wrote something like students' vacation, just for students, organized by the local by Verona, for a youngster. And I really want to go there, really so much. But my father said, "No, we don't. You are only 16. We don't leave you alone. 15. We don't leave you alone with this kind of people you never know and in the sea." And I was protesting so much that I take my earphone and with a very strong music, and I just hide myself for a half day. And when they discover me, I was like that. I probably so shocked, and after they decided, okay, maybe you can go. It was like quite strong.
Okay. Biggest protest, I have to think. My biggest protest is to myself. Because I was obsessed by early music, opera, and classical music as a teenager.
Really?
Very strange.
Very strange. Yes.
Going to concerts, going to festivals, really, and all my colleagues, and we were very good friends. I was not an outsider, but the only thing they were going to disco on Saturday. I go to concert hall, and I decide, Adrian, you are not right. So I obliged myself to hear modern music. It was with Simon and Garfunkel, and go to the disco. So sometimes I was going at disco in the afternoon with and then I have to go to a concert, then take the bus, cross the city and go to the Palau de la Música in Barcelona to concert. And the disco was in the upper part, and this was really like fighting against myself because I was really intolerant to all. My brother was a DJ of reggae, and I thought this is terrible. I hate when he put reggae. This was really
I'm also not really into reggae.
That's okay. Now yes. Biggest protest, Signore.
Let's see.
There is nobody here. We want another beer. Another beer, somebody. Hey. Okay.
First interest in theater.
Interest.
Interest in theaters.
First time or
First interest.
what is your first?
That is, it's more connected with the first time, probably.
No, the first interest in theater, the most interesting thing for you in theater, maybe. This is the problem. The two not English speakers trying to understand first interest. No, the first interest in theater. First interest in theater. What is first interest in theater?
I think that my first memory with theater, it was when I was like very, very little, and I really enjoy when the
Hey, it's a miracle! It's coming a man with a beer.
Wow.
You want something?
No.
Because
I'm
before
super
the
fine.
Super fine.
Super fine. Super fine.
there is a super fine beer for you. It's like a,
And yes, from the school, I was very, very little. But I think that the really interesting, it was coming when I was playing when I was 16, something, 16, 17, and I was playing in this company that made musical, and we make Les Miserables. And it was quite strong experience. We had some shows, and in that moment I decided that I want more theater in my life, because it was good. Stay with the group, as we said before. It was good experience with the group. It was good because I learned how to sing and to play, and it was really good experience that year. And I feel that I want more and more theater. No, I cannot stay without. And the moment that I decided to go in the academy, that it was some year after,
which academy?
Of dramatic arts in Udine, Nicu Pepe.
Udine. Okay.
And I was working like a lifeguard, and it's really difficult because it's really boring, because you have to stay there and look what is happening on the pool. You cannot read, you cannot look the phone, you just have to stay there and look. So you think a lot. And in that moment I was thinking that what happens if I will die tomorrow? And I try to understand what I want to do for my future, what is my challenge, no? Because for me theater, it was always clear that it was a challenge. My parents against, it's not a real job, it will be difficult to take money, but I was thinking what is, if I take out everything, what it make me happy also if I will die tomorrow. And I was thinking that theater is one of the stuff that make my life full, no? And maybe it's a little bit egoistical in some way, but to the other side, I think really that for a lot of stuff, theater saved my life, because otherwise I don't know if I will be so happy and satisfied and full of interest and full of meetings in my life like in another life without theater. So yes, I love the art of theater, but also what it comes from this theater world, theater loves.
I will answer the other way. First interest in theater is to make money. Like every actor, etc., we want to become rich and buy a Ferrari. And with the theater, it's very easy. This is the first interest. I think, no?
Yeah. And be famous also, you forgot to say.
Yeah, this is
consequences.
The first interest. The second is to communicate. I think is to tell stories, to communicate. You tell me, now you're telling a story, is a kind of theater. And theater is telling stories or to communicate, to let's change. Yeah. Communicate, communication. It's not what happened now, but they try to close everything. Student memories is for sure related to girls, but no.
Yeah. Now it starts to be interesting, the story.
Student
Please.
memories.
Let's go.
Yes.
Student memory and girls. Go.
This
Choose one memory, not all. Of course, otherwise we have to speak also about something else.
what are the most important student memory was not the teacher, or not what you study. It's not which girl you seduce or you
being seduced by.
Yeah, or you were seduced by, and how, in which place, etc. I think this is about this student memory, no?
Student memory.
Yes.
I don't know, because student memory, if I think that I was always a good student with a good votes, but never happy. And I study some economical school, and I was really the first of the class, but after I really jumped out because it was totally something that I didn't want to do it. And to the other side, when I was actor students, that's also with different point of view, but it was the best period of my life. Yeah, it was in the right place, I feel, no?
I remember one little thing, now you say, beautiful. It's true. It's a moment that you don't care a lot. Of course, you study, etc., but it is very light and everything is going. And it's not that you have a bigger responsibility. And I think I remember a party. I was studying Jerusalem archaeology, and I remember a party and I was a foreigner student that came from Spain to Jerusalem, and there was this party in this house, and a lot of South American people, salsa, etc., cocktails, and beautiful. And then came the police. The Israeli police, it's not very nice, but any police, but this was particularly enough. And I didn't care. And they say, you are not allowed to drink in this house. And I took all the beer and said, so we drink outside. And they took me like this. They destroyed my jacket and put me inside the car. It was a big protest. And we had 8 people in the police station. And I remember on those times, because I was studying archaeology, I think if you study archaeology, you have to smoke pipe. So I was smoking pipe. And I was with this posa in this police station with my pipe, waiting, because one was a Chilean guy, and he have an uncle that was some lawyer in Israel, and he was, and this made a phone call. And I said, sure, we'll be out in half an hour, whatever. We stayed like 5 hours. And then they say, okay, you can go, there is nothing against you. And I say, yes, but I live on the other side of the city. I need somebody to take me home. And the police took us, everybody to their house. It was 5 o'clock in the morning, something like that. This is one of my students. I don't remember what I studied. Anyway, I studied archaeology. Yes, I studied archaeology. Politics. Lukashenko, where are you? We need you. We need more people like him. We need really strong politicians that tell us what to do.
Yeah.
Politics.
You know that I worked a lot in Belarus, and I have a lot of friends there.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you know that it's not a nice moment.
Not a nice moment at all. But yeah, I was thinking also to the other side, the feeling of Lukashenko. No? That how
Of him.
Yeah.
How is him?
How is to try? I'm trying to understand, because the main point is you have. It's quite clear, no? Most of, maybe not all, but most of the people of that country that don't want you, and a lot of country in the world that say that it's not right what you are doing, and maybe you know that you make something like not right.
You think that he know? You think that he?
Yeah, that's the point. That's the point.
I-
And the point is that how can you survive to that? How can you feel? Maybe you are inside of your own fairy tale. You lose maybe the connection with the reality.
I think this is the real thing about people like him. He feel like, come on, everything is okay. You have this, you have this, you have this. Why you are against me? I see he have no an autocritic or a vision. I'm
Yeah, but
sure
to the
not.
other side, how is it possible that this person that it was, the first time that he was president, I wrote that it was because he was a big fighter against corruption. How is it possible so big change before you are really connected with the people and you fight for them, right? And now you lost completely the connection with these people, no? So and the point is also to the other side. It's difficult. It's very difficult for me to try to understand how is it possible, that situation. How is it possible?
There is something in politics that when you touch and you become politician, somehow you lost.
Yeah.
You lost.
It's like in
N-
Macbeth.
Now we are here and we say we want to put more sofas, etc. People feel comfortable, and then we become the minister of sofas,
Yeah.
and there is no more sofas anywhere, because somehow we forget about it because we are, in Spain it's so typical this. Wherever party, right wing, left wing is in the government or have some kind of power, they forget about the people.
Yeah.
It's incredible about the independence of Catalonia, not the idea that is wonderful, the politicians that are on the back of this, the corruption that is there, the people that were fighting for making our life better. In the moment they are sitting there, they forget completely about how life can be better and how simple can be. It's something like this. So, me personally, politic, no.
Yeah.
I'm very politic.
Yeah.
I'm very politic myself, but not the politic as government. Okay, and politic is, yes, it's change things, making better, provoking, make a reflection,
Yeah.
thinking
Thinking
about
about, yeah.
and analyzing, and of course make a lot of errors.
Yeah,
So that-
accept. Yeah, and this is something that is not acceptable. No, that the politicians say, "Sorry, I did a mistake." No,
No,
sorry,
no,
I did
never,
a mistake.
never.
Never. You never heard. You see the mistake. It's super clear, but nobody declare because they don't want to appear less powerful or that they. And it's so stupid. This stuff, no. These feelings that they never wrong. They are never wrong.
Me too. I'm never wrong. No. Well,
Yeah, but as you told, yeah, really politics change people. It's like, I was thinking now also the connection about this, what is happening now in Belarus about Mehmet in some way, and also to the other side there is the Belarusian people that is like Antigone, they are just asking what is then right, as a god right, that is something like so clear. And I'm really close to these people because I think that for me it's, I don't know if happens something like that in Italy, I think that we will go immediately in the violence, but they are so patient and they are just there. I think that yesterday was the third weeks that they are there every day in the square with them flag, and they just ask in a very, it's I think that for all European Union, for all the world, is a lesson of democracy what they are doing.
okay. Wait a moment. You say European Union. Stop. This is also politicians. This is also Strasbourg and Brussels and what they call it, free eaters, sitting there talking a lot with nothing, and making how easy in this moment is to make it all together and say, okay, we have this virus, we have this problem, we have that. Let's decide together what to do. And no, Orban in Hungary closed the border. Here they say, okay, now I know the Letonian, if they come here, when they come back to Lithuania, they have to do quarantine. But yesterday not. From tomorrow, yes. So, example, this weekend orchestra they have to come. Maybe they cannot go back. Good. Let's have more musicians in Lithuania. Things like that. I don't know. Understand this kind of thing. So this European community or whatever union, attention. It's
But
beautiful.
that's-
It's beautiful when work, but it's not work.
Yeah.
And of course, all the victims are the people.
Yeah, but that's why I say that it's really good lesson. What?
Shit. Oh, we're going deeper and deeper.
Oh my gosh.
Religion,
Religion. You know that
politics, religion, alcohol. No.
You know that my friend that had at the bar
No.
say, like a barman, you never have to speak about religion,
Yeah.
politics, and sport.
Okay.
So religion.
What are you? You are what? Catholic.
That's a nice question. I burned.
You born as a Catholic?
As a Catholic, yes, as a Catholic. But I was Chirichetto. How do you say? You know,
the little guy in the
little guy
church
that
with
go
the
in the
white
church.
dress helping the priest.
But I was just like that because when I was in the bench with my mother, I was moving too much, and my mother gave me like this, and I was like, no, because I cannot stopped there just to listen. And when I discovered this word,
Yeah.
that it was full of stuff to do and ritual and dress. It was super theatrical, no?
Of course.
So the point it changed completely the feeling, and I was making also my career inside of that, because I arrive also at the maximum level when you have the.
I can see you. I can see you.
Yes. I think that if like a priest could be like the other career, but I don't like it. The point is that when you have do like this, that you do just one hand and everybody stand up and it's so theatrical, no? But I like only the theatrical way, so that's the point.
I think we have 2,000 years of Judeo-Christianism. Now we're back. That somehow make us our life sometimes very easy, because there is a lot of nice, beautiful rules. So I don't kill you normally. Like that.
Yeah.
Normally at the end of this kind of meeting you kill somebody.
Right.
But this time we don't do. And on the other side, we have so many complex and so many sexual problems and social problems and authority problems. That is all a lot about it. I come from a Jewish family, not a religious Jewish family, and the first time I met this the Jewish was probably in my childhood, and I remember that I throw to my father a cornflakes box to his eye, and I say, I never again take me to those people. It was a religious Jews in like a camp of religious Jews in Italy, and I say, what is this? But now, in this moment, in those days, I am back studying. I inscribe myself in Paideia Jewish Academy, Academy of Jewish Studies. And on this, exactly today, I have 2.5 hours of Bible, and we have two teachers. One is more religious, one is more like. But what I love on this is what you say, the theatrical part, telling stories. Today we talk about Samson, and I immediately saw, well, there is a beautiful opera about Samson, that is Samson and Dalila, and I see this guy, this big guy, I see the theatrical side, and you know Benigni that is telling Dante Alighieri the La Divina Commedia. I was thinking it would be very good on the same way to tell the Bible. So, Samson, but with all the jokes, the funny things, and the new interpretation is beautiful.
And also the absurd part that run inside sometimes.
It's insane, and it's absurdic, and it's crazy. This is the beautiful thing. Yes, I think that.
Yeah, but I was thinking to say that it's quite incredible book of stories, no? So maybe this is the best part of the religious stuff.
Yeah, but all the religious, because you have the Greek, the Roman,
but also the Indian one. I'm making a show about Genesis now in Austria with the Circus Theater Company. They are, I love them, but they are super crazy.
In Germany?
No, in Austria.
Austria.
Yeah.
Which circus?
It's called the Dada Circus. Circus Artistry. But it's an independent company, and we was trying to looking for different kind of Genesis, and there are some of them that are totally absurd. So the before was an egg, and from the egg go out, but also, at the end there was so many that we cannot take all of them, so we decided to create our Genesis. So, and it's a mix of different stuff that is happening, and of course it's an occasion also to work with circus, with acrobats, with juggling stuff. But it was quite interesting to discover how many Genesis exist, how many ways the human mind try to explain, why we are here. So next, biggest fear.
Oh, biggest fear is not the virus. No. It's part of our life. So let's keep it that way. But the biggest fear is, I don't know. I have to think about it. this fear of, yeah, it's not dead because my girlfriend says something beautiful. The curiosity was going after. Don't lose the curiosity. This is something very important. Don't lose the curiosity. An advice for a Lithuanian artist: don't lose the curiosity. An advice for don't lose your curiosity. Also this. But the fear is, the fear. You know what is this kind of. Yes, I this year my father died, and my father died. The virus killed him. Yeah, he had the virus at the end. But this happened. But before he had a kind of ictus and he was paralyzed somehow, etc. But he was completely. His brain was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So he was really like this, etc. He was joking till the last we couldn't see him, etc. But the biggest fear is to lose your mind, to become, because when you lose your mind, maybe you don't notice, but you become a really something for your family. You make all your family sick, like dementia, Alzheimer. This is the biggest fear. So not for you, for the other people, for the society, to be this kind of people that this is. You?
For me, it's quite a paradox, because I think that one of my biggest fear is to don't leave a sign. Maybe also that's why I'm teaching also. But to the other side, I'm working with theater, and theater is the most how can I say the art that disappear. No? When it's happening, it's already done.
But why is so important to leave a sign?
I don't know. I sometimes I feel that is the desire of the eternity.
So make a child.
No. I think that there was somebody that say that the only stuff that will survive is the poetry. No? The poetry will survive, no? But I'm not a poet, so I try to be an artist in that way. But if I continues, for example, to put I don't know, or if I put a sign in the way that I'm teaching, I feel that I can be alive if somebody else will teach what I teach to them, no? Also, no? To be alive in that, to give a sign, don't have to be like a sign with my sign, no?
Yeah, I understand.
But something like that I could continue survive, no? It's more like connected with the desire of the eternity. And to be forget is
Bueno,
a little bit like that.
I think that basta.
Basta.
It's time to go to the supermarket. That is very important. So Matteo,
Adrian,
nice to meet you.
me too.
And we hope that the people will participate in our workshop somehow. They will take over, and then we live here this sign.
Yeah.
They will do some crazy, good, nice, beautiful theatrical art. And thank you to Cosmos Lab to this opportunity, because we need more exciting thing in our society
Yeah.
with Commedia dell'arte.
With
Also.
theater in general.
Good. Let's say goodbye to the people. Go
Goodbye
home.
and thank
Go
you.
go. Stay home. Close the TV or wherever you are. No.
And make love
Yeah.
and make theater.
Leave a sign. So now make love, make children. And ciao, ciao belli. Labas.
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 Labas, labas.
Labas. Sficata. Ciao.